Okay. So for our topic here, we have gastronomy, food, and culture. So from the very beginning, we were able to understand the concept or the context of our subject. So in this particular topic, we will be looking into how food is related to culture and what is now the influence of food or gastronomy in general in tourism specifically. So from the very start, we already had an understanding, no, that our subject is more than just identifying certain food items because we all know that food reflects directly our culture, our heritage, no, our tradition, even our sense of community of different peoples. Now, that's the reason why, if you will look into tourism in general, one of the things that we advertise aside from tourist attractions is actually our food, no, or gastronomy in general. Okay? So, kaya nga yung concept ng gastronomic tourism or food tourism is an emerging context or concept, no, in tourism because it's we are able to promote our culture through food. Okay? Kaya nga 'di ba yung mga iba't ibang municipalities, for example, isa sa mga projects ng DTI would be the OTOP, the One Town One Product, no? Because especially for places that lacked tourist attractions such as beaches, waterfalls, no, even mga man-made, no, na tourist attractions. Kung wala tayo nun, we will now try to leverage, no, other industries such as eto nga, no, yung food tourism na tinatawag or agritourism also, no, or yung mga opportunities in agriculture. So isa yan sa mga ino-offer sa tourism when we lack yung mga natural and man-made or even heritage or cultural tourist attractions. Okay? Okay. So we have many reasons on how food is related to our culture and tradition. So I'm going to give you specific examples. So number one, sabi nga dito, food defines a place. So this is very true. We have a lot of places in the Philippines that you can easily identify with their products. Now, for example, pag sinabi nating mangga, no? The first thing that comes to mind would be from the Visayas or the Mindanao, especially Guimaras, no? Guimaras mangoes are known to be the sweetest varieties. Or pag sinabi nating bok choy, so we are referring now to Iloilo, no? Or pag sinabi nating piyaya, no? Piyaya is famous product of Bacolod, and Bacolod is found again in Iloilo, no? And this is close to Negros. Ano ba ang piyaya? Piyaya is a pastry, a flat bread that is filled with muscovado sugar, no? At ang muscovado, ang origins niyan ay sa may Visayas, di ba nga, ang sugar bowl of the Philippines are the Negros provinces and also Iloilo, no? Nandiyan yung mga asukarera na tinatawag natin. That's why they are very famous for the muscovado sugar. Or pag sinabi nating bagnet, di ba? Bagnet is from Ilocos, mga Ilocano. So, food can easily define a place. Or yung example ko kanina, pansit batil patong, no? Pansit kabagan. So, it would you can easily tag a certain place to a certain food. Okay? Second, food reflects the season. Okay? A good example of this, o ngayon, Kapaskuhan, puto bumbong at bibingka, 'di ba? So pwede namang bakit kaya mas binebenta lang siya or sikat siya kapag Pasko, no? Because that's how tradition dictates it, no? Yan ang tradition natin sa Pilipinas. Kahit siguro parang iba yung pakiramdam siguro kapag bibili ka ng puto bumbong at bibingka on an ordinary day versus during the Christmas season, 'di ba? Or ano ba yung mga season natin, mga pagkain na sa summer lang sikat. Ayan, halo-halo, 'di ba? So, food can easily reflect a season. And the third one, food is able to evoke memory. And we know that in tourism, isa sa mga products natin is experience. And related to experience is we create memories with them. And memory is a powerful tool, no? So halimbawa, yung mga childhood sweets na alam natin, ayan, mikmik, how, ano pa yung mga nandiyan sa picture. 'Di ba it evokes a sense of memory, 'di ba? So napaka-powerful ng food as a vessel for unang-una, i-summarize natin, it defines a place. Second, it can reflect a season. And third, it can evoke a memory. And this is very true also with global food naman. Okay? Kapag ang pinag-uusapan na natin is global ang context. So, mas malaki na yung ating context of a certain food. For example, pag sinabi nating fried chicken, no? Fried chicken is popularized by the Americans. Okay? Specifically, no, mga blacks, no? They are known to be um they started no fried chicken, okay? Or croissant, for example. Croissant is directly connotated with the French, okay? So you can easily identify a certain culture or a certain place just by identifying food items. So we have the second type of tourism, we call it enotourism. Enotourism, eno is the meaning is wine. So wine tourism. Wine tourism is a subcategory of gastronomy tourism, whereas the purpose of the visit includes going to vineyards, no, to wineries, going to cellars, no, especially for European and American culture, they are wine-loving regions. No? So, ibig sabihin, they really drink wine, so they produce wines. Unlike in the Philippines, while it's true that we produce mga fruit wines, in terms of our culture, we are not wine drinkers, no? Or by custom, hindi tayo umiinom ng wine, no, during our regular habits or dining habits. Okay? So, but for countries such as continents such as Europe, no, and the Americas, they are known to be wine drinkers. So, isa to sa mga pinupuntahan. Let's say, when you go to Aspen, Colorado, no, when you go to France, no, to visit the Champagne region, for example. So, wine tourism is an important and an income generating sector in tourism. Next, agritourism. Ito na yung sinabi ko kanina. Again, this is a subset of food tourism, which now looks into the production of food and drink. Okay? So, di ba nga, dun sa mga nakaraang lesson natin, sa tea, sa chocolate, sa coffee, di ba sabi ko, we should look into these products not as just um, products that you consume, but you have to look at them as agricultural products. Okay? Because in the supply chain, farmers, producers are a big part of the supply chain. So we should not discount them. So ang kape, hindi lang something na iniinom. Coffee starts with the bean. It starts with the plant. So the farmers are a big part of the supply chain. So dapat hindi lang tayo nagfo-focus dun sa may end part, but it should be across the whole supply chain. Okay? Mga vineyards, for example, cheese. Paano ba ginagawa ang cheese? Di ba? In our last lesson, cheese starts with the milk, no? Saan ba nagsisimula ang milk, no? Sa cows, for example. So again, it goes back to the farm. Okay? Kaya nga yung agritourism or farm tourism is again a growing and an important sector in tourism itself. Okay? Yung pagpunta niyo sa mga farmers market or nagjo-join kayo ng educational tour sa mga factories, no? Kami noon nung we are in high school ata, we went to the factory of gardenia, no? That's one part of looking into the supply chain, no? Not just on the final product, okay? Or yung mga cafes ngayon, 'di ba? Hindi na lang nakikita sa mga cities. They are also situated malapit sa mga farms or they have their own produce. Okay? Mga bed and breakfast also. Sometimes they incorporate no mga farm tourism in their establishments. We have food waste. Now when we say food waste, when food and drink no are linked to history and heritage or geography, no? And it all leads back to the people of the place, paano ba nag-evolve yung culture, how the landscape was shaped, their traditions as well, and livelihoods. And this relationship is what we call food waste. Okay? So itong food waste na to, or how food becomes part no of the community, it addresses the what, the where, the when, the why, and the hows of the food, okay, or the beverage or the wine in general. Okay, so it involves now the physical, the social, the cultural, economic, and spiritual factors that inform their experience of food. So this is an important foundation of food tourism development. Okay, so it gives now food and beverage products, no, it gives them integrity, no, it gives them authenticity and manifestations of local traditions. So, in terms of preserving a certain heritage or a certain culture, food waste is an important factor. Okay? So, don't forget this. Then we have what we call the taste of place. Okay? What is taste of place? So, taste of place is a memorable experience that bring to life the story behind the food and drink is specific to a geographic area. So again, it's related to food waste. In my example kanina, di ba? You can easily identify a certain place just by mentioning a certain food item that is popular in that place, di ba? O yung sabi ko, chicharabaw, di ba? You can easily identify Tuguegarao City, no? Sa chicharabaw, okay? Or pag sinabi nating lechon ng Karkar, no? Karkar is in Cebu, that is the lechon district in Cebu, for example, no? Or pag sinabi nating sisig, sisig is invented and popularized in the culinary capital of the Philippines, which is Pampanga. Okay? So, taste of place is a very important way of identifying important places, no, that is related now to food. So, food is believed to rank alongside climate, accommodation, and scenery in importance to tourists. Di ba nga when you travel, isa sa mga motivations nyo is tikman yung pagkain ng isang lugar or isa sa mga hinahanap natin aside from shopping ay yung mga food markets. O for example, sa Korea, yung Myeongdong district, it's popular to tourists kasi nandun na lahat yung mga traditional food and mga trendy food no sa Korea, no? Or in Manila, pag sinabi mong Binondo, Binondo is known for Filipino-Chinese culture. And of course, kasama na dyan yung pagkain. Okay? So, taste of place ang tawag natin. And then we have what we call the food tourism value chain. No? So, the food tourism value chain is an important part of tourism in that it represents no how a certain product increases its value as it moves up to the food chain. Okay? So, bawat element, bawat stage would add to the value to a certain product. So, I have here a very good example. So, for example, ito yung ating supply chain. For example, ang product natin ay milk, gatas. Saan ba nagsisimula ang gatas? Siyempre sa mga farms. No? Halimbawa, gatas ng kalabaw. Okay, so it comes from the milk. Or dito sa atin sa Pilipinas, meron tayong um, the Carabao Research Institute. I don't know if it's still the same name, but this research institute processes the milk no of the local carabaos or water buffaloes. So that's the first step in agriculture. Halimbawa, bigas, it starts with the farm. Mga prutas, it starts with the farm. Okay? Once it's moved up to the chain, for example, yung gatas, i-convert na natin into ice cream. Kasi ang major ingredient in ice cream is gatas. So, ngayon, yung gatas, na-convert na siya into ice cream. So, nadagdagan na yung value. So, tumaas na yung presyo ng ice cream kasi nga na-process na. Okay? And then, this ice cream, it could now go another layer to the, or go up the ladder sa food service. Yung ice cream gagamitin ng restaurant. Yung ice cream gagamitin sa hotel. Yung ice cream gagamitin sa convention center. No? Yung ice cream idadagdag sa dessert. Okay? Pang garnish or pang additional. So, it will now again climb up the ladder, so magtataas ulit yung kanyang value. Okay? And then itong ice cream na to, pwede rin naman papasok siya sa F&B tourism or food tourism na diniscuss natin kanina. This will now be part of your motivations to travel. So for example, pupunta ka sa Italy and one of your itinerary is to visit yung mga authentic gelato maker. If you are familiar with gelato, gelato is Italian ice cream. So hindi lang basta para kumain kayo ng ice cream, kasama na sa motivations nyo is to understand the process, the history, no, of that ice cream. Okay? O imagine pupunta ka ng Italy, para lang malaman or mas ma-appreciate yung gelato. Okay? So as you can see, the food tourism value chain increases the economic value of a certain product from start to finish. Okay? Kaya sabi ko kanina, di ba, it's important that you incorporate or you give importance to all the stages, no, of the supply chain. Okay? Kasi nga, without one stage, without one link, without one element of the food supply chain, hindi mabubuo yung end product. Okay? So, that's how the food tourism value chain works. Okay. Now we move on to the Mediterranean cuisine. This is a very short introduction on what Mediterranean cuisine is. I'm sure narinig nyo na what Mediterranean is, but perhaps in terms of what really Mediterranean is, siguro konti lang ang nalalaman natin. Okay? So when we say Mediterranean cuisine, we are talking about no the food that originated in the Mediterranean basin. Okay? The term Mediterranean cuisine originated from the book no of a writer, an author, Elizabeth David, where she published a book of Mediterranean food. And this became an important term now in the culinary world. Okay? Now, Mediterranean cuisine is, meron siyang trifecta. Ibig sabihin, merong tatlong pinaka-importanteng cornerstone ang Mediterranean cuisine. And that is the olive, the wheat, and the grape. No, the olive creates the olive oil. Wheat creates the pasta and bread, and grapes create wine. Okay? So this is according to Elizabeth David's book. That Mediterranean cuisine is formed, or the foundations of the cuisine is on these three products. So I have here a an illustration of what Mediterranean or where the Mediterranean is located. So ano ba yung geographical area na yon? So it includes the merging of three the areas of Europe, Asia, and Africa. So I have here a clearer picture. So as you can see, this is the whole Mediterranean area where the Mediterranean Sea is. Okay. So in the terms of Europe, we have Spain, France, and Italy. And of course, the other smaller European countries such as Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, Albania, Greece, the areas of Eurasia, no? If you can still remember the boundary of Europe and Asia, such as Turkey, Cyprus, Syria, Lebanon, Israel. And then we have the areas of Africa, no? Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, and Egypt. Okay? So these are now the countries involving the Mediterranean cuisine. So as you can see, it's very diverse. Um, it has a very wide geographical location. Okay? So I have here another illustration. You can pause the video so you can look at it closely. Okay. To further categorize the Mediterranean region, we will now go specifically to different geographical or sub-geographical locations. Okay. Number one, we have the Maghreb region. No, the Maghreb region um, involves the Maghrebi people, or the Maghreb region is the northwesternmost part of Africa. These are the areas of Algeria, Libya, Mauritania, Morocco, and Tunisia. Though the Maghreb region, in general, their staple foods include fish, seafood, goat, lamb, beef, dates, almonds, olives, and other fruits. By the way, predominantly Muslim ang religion, no, in this area. So halal is very important, or halal meats, no, or the halal law must be followed. Okay. Most dishes are spiced by ginger, caraway, saffron, paprika, cloves, cumin, coriander, cayenne, turmeric. Okay. So these are a very short definition of the Maghreb cuisine. And then you have Egyptian cuisine. So Egyptian cuisine is very heavy on poultry, on legumes also. And in terms of seafood, of course, you have to consider the Nile River, and the Nile Valley. So many of the Egyptian dishes include rice stuffed vegetables, grape leaves, no, hummus, falafel, shawarma, baklava, kofta. So these are now again shared by the African and the Mediterranean areas. We have the Levant region. Levantine cuisine, or the Levant region, is a geographical term in the eastern Mediterranean region of Western Asia. So the areas of Israel, Jordan, Lebanon, Palestine, Syria, and even some parts of Turkey and the Tigris Euphrates, no, is called the Levant region. So this is now the land bridge between Africa and Eurasia. Okay? And then we have the Ottomans. Ottoman, or the Ottoman Empire, refers now to present-day Turkey. Okay? So Ottoman, in short, is referring to Turkish, majority of the Turkish cuisine, and even the Middle Eastern countries. Okay? So the areas of, or uh, the Balkans, for example, the areas of Middle East, no, um, and of course North Africa. And then we have the Greek cuisine. So Greek is very important, or Greece rather is very important, no? Many of the products that we know are very big on Greece. For example, olive oil, no, fish, no, because they have the Mediterranean Sea with them. Um, Pork, poultry, lamb, rabbit, goat. These are important ingredients. Pasta, cheeses, lemon. No, lemon is an important Greek ingredient. Nuts, honey, and fruits also. Phyllo pastry, no? So, yung baklava natin is made of phyllo pastry. So again, this is very important in Greek cuisine. So I have here a very short list of renowned Mediterranean food. So we'll go by them. So we have here tagine. No, tagine is popularized in Morocco. Okay, so tagine refers to the stew, but also it refers to the cooking style. So as you can see here, the vessel you can see, which have a very shallow pot and a triangular and hollow lid, is called a tagine. Okay, so what it does is the very tall lid actually condensates, no, the steam, and it all goes down to the food, so it keeps the food moist. Okay, so tagine is usually spice with Moroccan spices such as cinnamon, saffron, ginger, and they usually use lamb, and they add fruits also such as apricots and prunes with their. Some more pictures of what tagine looks like. Okay, so just like espresso, tagine refers to the vessel, to the cooking method, and to the actual dish. We have shakshuka. Shakshuka is brought to the Mediterranean by the Tunisian Jews. So shakshuka is basically a tomato-based stew, and then it's topped with eggs. Okay, so there's poached eggs in the actual tomato sauce. So this is shakshuka. We have moussaka. Moussaka is a baked eggplant-based casserole. So it looks like a lasagna, but it's actually a layer of eggplants. Okay, so this is now popularized by Greek cuisine. Okay, but again, this is we will trace back um, it originated in the Levant region. Okay, so the areas of, you can see this in the areas of Turkey, Lebanon, Israel, okay, and many other parts of Greece also. Okay, so it includes several layers. There is a eggplant layer, there is a meat layer, and then of course in on the top we have the bechamel layer, or sometimes they even use mashed potato on the toppings. Then we have the fattoush salad. Fattoush is an Arabic word that means to crush. Okay, so it was believed that the Lebanese farmers would gather any scrap pita bread. If you are familiar with pita, it's a flat bread, and they would just simply put olive oil and whatever vegetables available. For example, cucumbers, no, tomatoes, garbanzo beans or chickpeas, and they would fry now the pita breads and add it all together. Okay. And we have ratatouille. Ratatouille is originated, no, or popularized by the French. Okay, specifically in the Nice, or the city of Nice. No, Nice is, it's pronounced as Nice, not Nice. It's found in France. Okay, but I'm sure you have watched already um, the film Ratatouille. No, so ratatouille is a vegetable dish. So it includes slices or chunks of eggplant, bell peppers, zucchini, no, and of course it has a very simple sauce, tomato-based sauce, and then it's very very basic and very classic. Here, this is now the version that was popularized in the Disney film, or Pixar film. No, we have niçoise or salad niçoise. This is again a very important Mediterranean salad. It started out as a poor man's salad. So tinawag siyang poor man because you just put together what is available in your pantry or in your larder. Okay, so but today a classic niçoise salad would include tomato, anchovies, olives, pepper, shallots, no? And it will all be, you will top it with hard-boiled eggs, and of course, canned tuna also. So this is a niçoise salad. Dolmas are very important in the Mediterranean region. So dolmas are actually from the Middle East. This is a, you can found dolmas in Arabic cookbooks, no, long before the Ottoman Empire. So what it is basically is the grape leaves, okay, and then it would be stuffed with um, cinnamon infused rice, and it will now be wrapped in vine leaves or the grape leaves. And then to further categorize the geography of Asian cuisine, so I have here, I summarize, no, the different geographic. Pag sinabi natin East Asian cuisine, East Asia would include China, Japan, Korea, Mongolia, Taiwan, and even Tibet or the areas of Nepal. Okay? Now, considering that this is the most populated region, it has several subcategories. So, in Chinese cuisine na lang, for example, no? In China, very common yung mung bean, munggo sa atin, noodles, rice, soybeans, no, seafood. Of course, Japan is very known for their seafood kasi nga they prepare it sashimi style. Mongolia is mutton. Ang mutton is sheep. Okay? Bok choy, tea. Okay? So those are popular food items in East Asia. And then we have North Asia. North Asia or Northern Asia are the parts of Siberia. So this is now the region that coexists or on the boundaries of um, the Asian part of Russia. Okay, so the areas of Ural Asia, Siberia, the Russian Far East. Okay, we have South Asia. So South Asia is different from Southeast pa, no? So South Asia are the areas of Indian subcontinent, including Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. So generally, the food here is heavily spiced, knowing that India is the top spice producing country in the world. West Asian cuisine now refers to the Middle East. Okay, so um, Arab cuisine, Jewish cuisine, Mesopotamian cuisine, Iranian and Turkish cuisine is part of the West Asian.